Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen of the press. As you are aware, our party leader, let me call him the presidential candidate, Azimio presidential candidate, on Monday last week, constituted teams in various regions to steer or spearhead his campaigns in those regions. Now, for Nyanza region, you remember that the whole, His Excellency Governor Ongwai and myself were named as co-chairs for the Nyanza Azimio presidential campaign team. But in that team are also able Governor Anyang' Nyong'o, Governor Rasanga, and many other members you see in front of you, including Jimmy Nuru Angwenyi, who is also the Deputy Majority Leader in the National Assembly and a prominent member of the Jubilee Party. Deputy Chair. The Deputy Chair of, oh yes, the Deputy Chair of the Jubilee Party. And you are aware that Azimio is a party, a coalition party, formed by now 24 political parties. It used to be 26 before 2 parties bolted out. I don't know whether they have done it officially. Now, I want to just go straight to the substance of today's meeting. Last week, we had our first meeting as Azimio Presidential Campaign Nyanza team at the same place. This is the Secretariat for the Western Kenya region for Azimio. Today, we had a meeting again. So what this team has come up with is first the structures. So we have the Nyanza Azimio presidential campaign team, but below that we have each county having a board, campaign board, where we have the coordinators, and in each county we have 3 coordinators, one of whom must be from either gender. And so we have a board membership of around 11 and 13, depending on the size of the county. That has been put in place for all the 6 counties: Nyamira, Kisii, Migori, Homa Bay, Kisumu, and Siaya. We have all the boards functioning and in place. And in fact, in this compound are a number of representatives of those board members. Number 2, we also have from each constituency leading to the county a coordinator who is a member of the county board. So among the board members is at least one person from each constituency who is doing the coordination of the constituency. And then finally, we have also had all wards forming ward committees. So in terms of structures, we have the Nyanza region presidential campaign team that is co-chaired by the 2 of us. Below that, we have the county boards, and each board has a representative from each constituency is represented in the board. Then we have ward committees, which has a membership of 10. That structure is already in place. So today we were receiving reports from each county and from each ward, membership to the various committees. So that is already in place. We have also set up a secretariat here of 6 members, 1 from each county, to coordinate activities of this team. Secondly, we have been informed and we are aware that our presidential candidate is going to visit Nyanza region from 13th of this month to 19th. On 13th and 14th, Raila Amolo Odinga will be in Kisii County. On 15th, he will be in Nyamira County. On 16th, he will be in Homa Bay County. On 17th, he will be in Migori County. On 18th, he will be in Siaya County. And on 19th, him and his team will be in UK, Kisumu County. That will be the end of that program. So the teams that I've mentioned are working on the details including the routes, where to hold meetings, what to do in those meetings, are now left for each county. And already each of these counties have worked on that because we were aware that we were to be visited by our candidates. My last comment would be that apart from Raila Odinga's itinerary, this big campaign team, that is the Nyanza presidential campaign team, will have rallies in various constituencies and in various counties. We have already agreed that we are going to have at least 3 days in every county. So each county is going to work on a program. We are giving each county, like Siaya, 3 days to agree on which areas to visit in those 3 days. And that is purely for this team, because we were not created to wait for the party leader to come and we prepare and organize. That can be done by anybody. You can get our ODM or Azimio, young men or women to do it. But this is a team, as you can see, which is capable of campaigning on its own. So this team will be doing campaigns immediately our party leader leaves. Immediately our presidential candidate leaves on 19, this team is going to have 3 times 6, at least 18 days of marathon campaign in the region to get the numbers out to vote for Raila Odinga. Our target as a region, which is producing a presidential candidate, we know Raila comes from Nairobi, but we also know that he has roots in this province. Yes. The Nyanza province must realize a voter turnout of at least 95%, and that voter turnout must give Raila 100%. We don't want anybody in this region voting for anybody else, but it is through persuasion. That's why we are going to campaign. Otherwise, more details will be provided later. But before I end, I have my co-chair here, His Excellency Governor Ongwae, and also our senior here, Professor Nyanza. They can also say a few words, and then that is it. I don't think there will be questions. But
thank you very much, Chair. I think the chairman has elaborated fully our discussions. The coordinators that we've got here have given us briefs from the ground, but the most important thing is, first, in terms of the institutional structuring, we have a number of parties here in Nyanza region. There are many more probably in the Kisii region than there could be in the Luo Nyanza part of the region. But they must all be involved in that coordination. You are talking about close to not less than 10 parties. And that is why in the institutional frameworking we are saying at least each county should have at least a maximum of 11, so that we take care of the regional, the representation, taking care of all the parties that are there. The second thing that I also wanted to talk about is initially we used to be Nyanza region and Western region. We are still going to continue with that, especially during the political meetings. We have agreed that we discuss with our colleagues from Western, and we have one strong regional discourse where we are discussing together and we are going around together. That's an issue that we have agreed here in principle that we will be able to cover. Finally, we are reducing. We probably are going to take quite some time before we have this type of meeting. But remember that these meetings, like the ones we have, are very, very important in the formative stages of institutional structuring. That's why we are having these meetings. But they are going to be less and less, especially when we are going to spend, like we have indicated, 3 days per county. That's going to take us quite some time up to the elections. Because for our people in Nyanza, their issues, they are not issues of saying that we are going to vote for Baba, because Baba is going to be our 5th president, but we must work hard in order to achieve that. It is to tell our people to turn out to vote and vote for Baba. That's what we are saying here, and that's the type of mobilization that we are going to talk about. Otherwise, in a broad sense, ladies and gentlemen, we want to tell you that we are all together and we are working together for Baba, and we will ensure that Baba becomes the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya. I would want probably before the host talks, if you can push there.
We are here as Azimio leaders, people who are committed to campaign for Baba to become the 5th president of this republic. What I would urge you to do is to pass a positive message to our people that they rise up on that 9th, early in the morning, and they vote, every one of them votes for Baba, so that he can clinch that position. Because I know if Baba becomes the 5th president of this country will move miles up in development as well as in having a peaceful environment. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
There's a reason why we want Raila Amolo Odinga to be president of this country. To finally bring the changes that we've been fighting for the last 40 years. And he summarized in his 10-point agenda, which is going to be detailed in the manifesto to be launched after he presents his papers on Sunday. Then the next day, which is Monday, we hope, is when the manifesto will be launched. But let me just read these 10 points so that you can remember them. You remember it said in the Bible, remind them even if they know. Yes. 1, inua jamii, pesa mfukoni. 2, Baba Care. 3, kazi kwa wote. 4, uchumi kwa kina mama. 5, hashtag inawezekana. 6, waste not a single child. 7, fukuza njaa. 8, maji kwa kila boma. 9, one county, one product. And finally, the principle of administrative continuity. For example, waste not a single child means universal education for all children. Single mothers who have no ability or capability to send their kids to school or support them will be supported, and so on. We'd like you to keep on explaining this to the people of Kenya to know why Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Party candidate Raila Amolo Odinga must be elected for president on the 9th of August this year to finally finish the journey that he's been struggling for. And all of us have been struggling for the last 40 years. So I thank you, members of the 4th Estate, for what they are doing. Continue doing it.
Thank you. One more point which is going to be added among in our manifesto is to fight and eliminate corruption.
Yes.
2 is that we are going to include in our constitution the idea or the system of provincial administration, of the administrators, the chiefs, assistant chiefs, village elders, county commissioners and regional commissioners to be in our law, so that we are sure all those administrators that they will be included in our manifesto and in our constitution.
Asanteni sana.
Sawa.
Thank you. Let's clear here.